Welcome to episode 3 of the Little Knitbug podcast. Today I'm going to be doing some updates. I have one finished object and then I'm going to go through my works in progress. So it's nice to see all of you here again. If you're here, back, thank you for showing up again. And if this is your first time, I hope you enjoy all of my little knitting antics and some updates. I'm not the fastest knitter, but I do try to do projects that are enjoyable and, don't take up too much time. I like doing socks a lot, so that's actually the first finished object I have right now. It is a sock, the Lavender Field sock by Curious Handmade, which I've mentioned before, and I finished the first sock. So this is the first sock. It is knit with Olin Mills in the colorway, this is the colorway Living Thing, and it's this really pretty neutral variegated yarn. It has kind of like rose, brown, green, some aqua blue, like pastel aqua blue, and mauve, and it was a really good pairing for this very subtle lace detailing with this sock. So I'm super pleased how it came out. I really like the way the heel flap was constructed. It's a really firm heel flap, really dense material there. And yeah, I really enjoyed this. I used for the rib and the toe some leftover Sunday Fiber Co. Where did I put that? I put it here. So immediately after I finished that, I cast it on for the second sock. And I just finished the lace section. And I am 1 to 2 rows into the rest of the leg. So I have about 2 inches there to go until I do the heel flap. So this is only 1 day's worth of progress on this, and I didn't even commit like too much time to it. So I really have been enjoying the Curious Handmade pattern. I love her patterns. It's nothing new, but it's so nice to have a lace project that's just, you have a little bit of lace and you really have to pay attention for those like 20 rows, 24 rows. And then after that, it's just kind of your normal sock. So this is such a good stress relieving project. I really recommend it for anyone who has just been doing vanilla socks and kind of wants to do something a little more interesting, but not too overwhelming and not with too many new techniques, because lace is basically, you're doing yarn overs and you're doing different kinds of increases and decreases, mostly decreases. So you're doing like SSKs and knit two togethers and then yarn overs, and there's not a middle leaning, but like a center decrease stitch in this actually, which was pretty new to me. I think it's SK2P, or I don't remember. It's right here. It's this stitch. But I've really been enjoying it. So that is my Olin Mills yarn for that. And talking about the yarn, if you haven't tried Olin Mills and you're looking for like kind of a luxury experience and some like really beautiful like dyed yarn, Olin is like beautiful. And for some reason, even though they're shipping from Ireland, the shipping isn't crazy expensive like some other there's some other Irish companies or dyers that I've been wanting their yarn, and it's just shipping's like $30 USD to get to me. So I keep putting it off because I can't always afford, $30 shipping. But Olin, I think the shipping is only about like $8 or $10 USD to ship to the United States. So it's very affordable. And also they have but they have a couple stockists in the US too, if you want to get their yarn. So yeah, great option. Beautiful to make socks with. I really love their sock yarn. So my next whip, I actually did work on it quite a bit. It's the secret little crop top. And yeah, I got a couple inches done. You can't really tell, it's such a slinky yarn. This is the posting it right here, what this yarn is. But yeah, it's coming out really well, and I don't know why, like I love this pattern, but I don't want to finish it, and I think it's just because I enjoy this pattern so much, and I know I'm coming up to slitting for the armholes right now and like knitting up the top panel, so I know that's coming up, so I don't even know why. I think I have a little bit of anxiety about you know, yarn chicken, because I'm on the one last ball, and I'm wondering how far I can knit to make it long enough while still having enough for the straps, because both of the previous, this is the third time I knit this pattern, and the previous 2 times I've lost to yarn chicken and have to do a different color for kind of the back last 2 inches of the I-cord straps. So I'm really trying to avoid that. And I was making an extra small, I believe, and now this is a large. So if I was running out with extra small, and like obviously I was kind of underestimating, I'm really worried about this. So that's kind of made me slower, which is like super weird. But yeah, I need to get to finishing this. I kind of want to finish it as soon as possible. And that is because I want to cast on a second one using this. These are both DK weights, and they're both wool. This is that linen viscose cotton blend, which is like super breathable and like the best yarn for SoCal, really, like for just kind of like t-shirt or spaghetti strap garments. But this is a wool one, and this is some leftover DK. The dyer no longer dyes yarn, so that's just some remnants I had. And then this is from the Suburban Stitcher. It is Sea Smoke, in the color Sea Smoke, and it's this kind of like pearly white with some speckling of this dark navy blue. It's almost an indigo, and it's super subtle, so I'm really excited to make a version of that, because autumn is here, even though it's still pretty warm. And then Los Angeles, we don't really have a winter. It's kind of like all autumn, and it's really not even like full autumn, but I can be delusional and, you know, tell myself that it's autumn and that fall is here and I want to wear all the wool. So that I'm hoping to cast on really, really soon, like this week, and hopefully get these off the needles. I also only have one set. So this I make on a 3 and a 5 size circular, and I only have one set of the 3 and 5 in the correct lengths that I need to make this pattern. So I really need to finish this before I even start this one. But I'm really excited to get to both of them. I love this pattern. I love the fit of it. Also, excuse me, I have like pretty gnarly allergies right now, so if I start sounding worse and worse, that's why. Maybe it's the yarn. I don't think it is. I was playing with the cat earlier. So that is my secret little crop. For my next projects, I've been kind of finishing things and not starting new stuff. That green hat that I had, I can't find it. Like, I was working on it. I've actually been working on it, and I left it in either my boyfriend's car or his sister's car or under a bed. I don't know where it is. So I need to finish that, but I just don't know where it is right now. So that's kind of the last whip that sorry, I'm trying to keep my allergies like under control. Anyway, that's the last whip that I had that I was working on, and I just haven't been casting things on. So I'm really hoping to cast on that second secret little crop. Secondly, I want to cast on the Faz mittens that I mentioned in the last episode, as seen here. And then I really want to cast on the Moody Fairy Shawl. The thing about the Moody Fairy Shawl is I purchased the pattern. I have the 4 yarns that I mentioned, and I don't know if I have the right needles in the right length that I need. So I actually kind of have to do some inventory to figure out whether I even have those needles. If not, I have to take a trip to the knitting store, but things are super busy right now. There's like some wedding stuff going on in my boyfriend's family and like multiple events, and you know, certain scheduled time I'm spending with some family members that aren't here. So a bit of traveling going on, and just, yeah, like a lot of things to get done, really, like a lot of errands. So because of that, I haven't really been casting on a lot, but I really want to get to Moody Fairy. So hopefully that's the next shawl I'm definitely going to have on the needles. And then the other thing is I had those two crystal shawls that I wanted to start, but the Plotalopi, I don't know if I want to use that for a shawl after all. Like, it's a super hairy yarn, and I just had such horrible allergies. So I don't know if I want to make something a bit more simple that I don't have to pay as attention to, like a not lacework item with that I can do outside. Sorry, my allergies are killing me. If I can find a more simple pattern that I could just, yeah, work on outside with a mask on with that yarn, that's kind of what I want to do. So please, this is suggestions needed. I need some suggestions about what to make with that. If you've made anything with Plotalopi and liked, you know, that experience, then something that's not lace work, please let me know in the comments below, because I could use some help right now. I have 4, they're like up on the shelf, that's why I'm looking up, but I have 4 plates of it right now. So I'm trying to figure that out. After I finish this lavender field sock, I don't have any socks on the needles, which is like very odd for me. I usually have a pair or 2. So if you have any suggestions for which sock I should make next, let me know. I'm thinking something from the 52 Weeks of Socks book by Lane. And I have just so many other socks that I've been wanting to get to. I have a couple Bloom and Create patterns that I've been wanting to get to. So I might do one of hers because she does a lot of color work. Emma's patterns are so fun. If you know you enjoy doing vanilla socks, but you kind of want to do something a little new, and it's not, you know, something that doesn't take too much attention, because her color work is really easy to follow and they're pretty simple yet striking patterns. I might make her Mountain Mama socks because it is like pretty simple, but it allows you to play with colors in a really approachable way, and where like even if you're not like a master of colors, whatever that is, it's like you just get a cool result with her patterns, no matter what the colors that you kind of mix in there, no matter what colors you use, I mean. So my next subject, I actually banished the Plotalopi out of the room because I think it was triggering my allergies. But I have some really awesome sock yarn. So the first thing I have is, it's the Sock Squad from the Farmer's Daughter. Oh my gosh, what is this? It's called the Farmer's Daughter Fibers. It's the Piltner sock, which is the 75-25 merino sock blend, 75 merino, 25 nylon. And it is in this really pretty, rich kind of cranberry color with this nice taupey brown. And that's going to be a really cute kind of textured sock. So I'm thinking of something textured for these. I do want to use them because they are kind of a holiday autumny color, which I love. So that's the first thing. And then I have, I've been waiting for quite a while for this because I did the 3-month pre-order. So this is actually, I have a lot. So the first is the 3 set of the Ghibli collection from Big Little Yarn Co. So that's Big Little Yarn Co. These are all socks with their little tonal, the sock sets. So this first one is Merry-Go-Round Life, which is inspired by Howl's Moving Castle. It is so cute. I need to hydrate with the dehydrating beverage. So yeah, that's a Merry-Go-Round Life. This is part of the Big Little Yarn Co. Ghibli. What is this? Ghibli Yarn Club. And I might buy some more. I'm not sure yet, but my absolute favorite anime movie, I have 2. One's Summer Wars, the other is Howl's Moving Castle. So I had to get it because Merry-Go-Round Life is the Howl's Moving Castle inspired sock or inspired die. So yeah, I really wanted it, and I was like, I want the other ones also because I love Kiki's Delivery Service. Actually, my little notebook here is Kiki's Delivery Service that I use for my notes to keep track of what projects I'm going to talk about during these. So yeah, I love Ghibli. Oh no, my earring just fell. I love all of these sock sets. They're super cute. I love the terracotta. I love the pink and the purple, and they're just so different from each other. So yeah, I'm looking forward to using these as sock sets. And weirdly, I think my favorite one is the My Neighbor Totoro inspired one. And it is this one, The First Encounter. It's just really summery and, you know, pinks and greens and yellowish greens and brown, and I like it a lot. Or springtime, I guess. So yeah, those are all of them. I was so excited for this to come in. So yeah, I haven't touched them yet. I haven't unraveled them or wound them up because I really want to make sure that I pick sock projects that I like will suit to the yarn really well. So haven't done that yet. But yeah, that's The First Encounter, Merry-Go-Round Life, and Town with an Ocean View is the Kiki inspired one. So yeah, I'm so excited about those. The next acquisition also is from Big Little Yarn Co. Also, Melody includes like these cute little cards and some tea in her packages. So I thought it's always such a nice, you know, nice gesture to get some tea or a little special thing when you order. Oh no. So my next thing is from Big Little Yarn Co. also, and this is for the, oh, what's her handle? M. Weekerts? Is it? Well, this is her Instagram, and this is the vest. So I bought the set to make this vest, and these are like, it's called the Forest Walk set, this set of colors. And I'll be honest, I just really wanted something very Hobbiton Shire inspired for a vest because I wear a lot of long skirts, and I thought it would just be cute for fall or winter to put a little vest on with them or like over something. So yeah, I got this set. It's so pretty. One is like, I think this is matcha actually, but it's like a matcha green. One's like a celadon. There's this like warm light brown, and then there's this yellow one. I think this might be furikake, and then this kind of orangey gold. I call it an old gold. I don't know what color that is, but that, and then the main color is this green. Now I have some Knit Picks fingering weight that's in a deeper green than this. I think I actually will use this set with instead, but I am keeping this green and using it for a project. Like, it's a beautiful green, but I think I wanted something with a little more contrast, only because I am not a light-skinned person. I'm pretty darn tan, So I just feel like it might wash me out, this being like a little lower contrast than I'm thinking of. And that green that I have is like a deep emerald. So I'm thinking of using these with that deep emerald, and they're gonna pop a lot more and then just be more well suited for my skin tone. But I love this green. I love like a foresty, like true green. So I'm definitely going to use it. But yeah, I'm really excited to use this set, Forest Walk set. And this is 100% superwash merino in a fingering weight. It's 437 yards, the big one. So that's like, if you were buying sock yarn, it's that same amount. Whew. Sorry, I think I'm allergic. I think I'm just allergic to yarn. That's what it is. I'm allergic to yarn, but I love it, so it's okay. Like cats. So that is my big acquisition that I've been very, very excited about. And then next are my non-yarn acquisitions. So these are my non-yarn acquisitions. If you do not care about non-yarn acquisitions, please skip over to this time. Okay, but if you do care about non-yarn acquisitions, you can hang out here, and I have a little couple of doodads to show you. So I have this little but like pocket notebook that I put together. I got it at my local Kinokuniya Japanese bookstore, and I just wanted something that had both watercolor and sketching paper that I could carry around with me, like in my purse or, you know, in my pocket. My skirts have like huge pockets, so I can carry like a good amount of things in them. And yeah, I put it together. It was every insert, I think the cover was like $2.50, and each insert was like $5. And it's just held together by rubber bands. So the first half is paper for sketching. The second half is watercolor and multimedia or mixed media paper. And I now have to decide what I'm gonna pair with it, because if I'm at home, this is my watercolor painting basket, by the way. If you ever see this around here, it houses all of my watercolor stuff. So I kind of need to figure out, I already have a couple travel watercolor books, but I like this one because number one, it's super cheap. These are like 20 bucks each, and these are all high quality cold pressed watercolor papers. This is just like a whatever thing, so I don't care about carrying it around or getting messed up. That was the point of getting it, but I have some other small ones here. My watercolor tray, another tiny tray. These are really awesome. These are some black based watercolors. It's a Japanese company. I don't know. It's Boku Undo. But yeah, these are cool, but I'm not going to travel with those. The traveling set I do have, which I have here because I travel back and forth from my house to my boyfriend's house. So I always keep these ones with me. So I guess it would be good to have these. The thing is, I have water brushes. Where are they? They're not here, so I don't know what I'm going to do. I was thinking of making like a little kit, kind of similar to my knitting bag, with just my painting stuff to carry around with me whenever I feel like it. Because usually I watercolor at home, or if we go somewhere, like do kind of like a picnic thing outside or a beach thing. So I was thinking of just kind of having that set up, just because I like the idea of this really cheapy sketchbook that I can carry around. But you know, maybe I'm just going to use it as a normal sketchbook. I don't know. But I thought I would share my little painting stuff here. These are my watercolor brushes, and I love Staedtler fine India ink markers. Some washi tapes to paint it down, to hold down the paper. I'm not even great at watercolor. It's just really good stress relief. And for me, I usually, lately, my watercolor is to kind of help me brainstorm colors for knitting. And so I have an example of it right here. So these are the Foz Mittens, and this is kind of how I figure out the color schemes that I want to do for things if I'm really unsure, especially for color work. So I kind of like brainstorm a couple things there, and then I figured out the one I wanted was the center one. So it's good for me to have it like out and about, especially when I'm knitting, and kind of times like, you know, lately when I haven't been casting on a lot and I'm brainstorming about patterns and colors, because I can visualize it a bit better. And I mean, there's an iPad in the house, but it's not mine. So I like to just, you know, be able to do it whenever I feel like it. I might invest in an iPad at some point, but I don't know. Anyway, so that was my acquisition, the little notebook. My next acquisition, there are two things that are actually having to do with swim. I mentioned that I've been doing water aerobics, and it's really been helpful for my mental health and just to get moving more. And I got this little Princess Mononoke swim towel while I was at the bookstore. It's super cute. But I wanted just a hand towel to kind of like be able to dry myself off really quick. And then I got this little luggage tag for my swim bag, just so that I could have my name on it. There is no name there. But I thought it was so cute. And it looks like my beloved little best friend, my dog who passed away recently. So that was his color. He was a little light caramel color. And it's just makes me happy seeing it. It kind of resembles him. So those were my two swim life acquisitions. And then my next one's skincare and makeup, which I actually have a Instagram account that was all about makeup and skincare and things like that. And I just kind of lost interest a while ago and decided to just focus on my knitting account, which is what I'm doing here. And yeah, part of it is that I have an interesting relationship with like consumerism and like mindful consumption. And I think mindful consumption is kind of like a silly like justification to yourself. Like you can consume and be mindful. Like we obviously need to consume, but there's something about being exposed to makeup and skincare like releases constantly, and then telling yourself it's okay to get this stuff as long as I use it all. Because if you're not in that sphere, you're not really using it that much. At least that's what my personal experience has been. So I don't buy a lot of makeup or skincare anymore. I only buy skincare to replace things that I need, like face wash, moisturizers, whatnot. But I was buying some stuff being shipped from Korea for a family member, so I figured I'd get myself a couple things. And I got this little glitter eye palette, which turns out that's what I use the most, little glitter eyeshadows, like more than big eyeshadow palettes. And it kind of got crushed a little bit in the mail. It was a little crushed, but it's so pretty, and I just need to clean it up a bit. I kind of squished back the crushed colors. Two of them were a little damaged, and I need to clean it up, but that's Romand. And I love this brand for their lip products and their glitter eyeshadows. This is one of their other lip products that I got. It's the Zero, what is it called? Zero Velvet Tint in Villain Vest. It's a very autumnal color. It's not this dark. It looks brown here, but it's a berry color. So yeah, I got those, and I thought that would be cute to use, you know, during these seasons. And I have another very similar palette, and I'm actually running low, just like crazy. I'm running low on the glitters because I use them every single day. So weirdly enough, I didn't use any glitter eyeshadow today, but usually I wear glitter eyeshadow every day, even if it's super subtle and like just the sparkle and not much color in it. That's kind of like the look I do constantly. So yeah, I got that. I got this. And then I got this Laneige Cream Skin Refiner, just a skincare product. And I've heard really good things about the cream skin line and the moisturizer, so I thought I'd try that. And then the Jeju Orchid Eye Cream from Innisfree, which this is my favorite line from Innisfree, the Orchid line. My skin loves it. I really like their Hydrating Seed moisturizer. It's like kind of a gel serum-y texture, and it's a serum actually, but you know, it's moisturizing, and I used to use that a lot. But yeah, I don't use that much skincare anymore. But I did use up my eye cream, which I do like using whenever I do makeup for an event. Like there's been a lot of pre-wedding events lately for my boyfriend's sister, so I always use eye cream for that. So I really did need a new one. And yeah, this was just, I've been wanting it, and it was a good price. So yeah, those are my skincare and makeup. Oh, and another one, Juicy Pang blusher. And this is from Apu. This is very similar to the Glossier cheek tints. I forgot what they're called. Paint something. They're called something. But I've been using those for years, and I stopped using Glossier a while ago. And I'm running out on those tints anyway, so I was interested in this one. This is the color Orange. It's more of a coral. And if you have tan, olive tone skin like me, it looks great. Like it just suits my skin very well. And yeah, I've been looking forward to trying that, so I got that also. Next are my book acquisitions. So my last two acquisitions, which are going to segue into our book segment today, are Witch Hat Atelier number... This is not the right one. This is 7. It's 8. My assistant over here gave me the wrong one, but it's actually Witch Hat Atelier number 8, not number 7. It's so cute. It's such nice design. So yeah, I picked up, I didn't even realize that number 8 came out. This is the only manga that I'm following right now. I don't really read manga anymore. I just read books nowadays, but it's really cute. The story is adorable. The art is beautiful, and it's just such a fun, cute story that really allows me to escape, which is nice sometimes. I have to get away from kind of like the heaviness of reality sometimes, and the heaviness of like a lot of the books that I do enjoy usually. So yeah, it's super lighthearted, and I recommend it if you like a lighthearted kind of slice of life, magical oriented story and world. Witch Hat Atelier number 8 just came out. And then another one, which I've been following Monstrous for a long time now. This is Monstrous volume number 6 of the collected comics. So this just came out like this month, and I haven't even read it yet, but I'm hoping to read this probably this week. I'm really, really excited. If you haven't seen Monstrous at all, Marjorie Liu is a great writer, and Sana Takeda is like an amazing artist. Like, it's just such beautiful, beautiful artwork, beautiful coloring. It's just like, I can't say, I'm like a big fan of coloring, which if you see, you know, my knitting life, that shouldn't be a surprise. I love wonderful colors and color combinations, and this series is so cohesive, and the colors just like are gorgeous and are really well suited for this story and the vibe, and I love it so much. So yeah, I totally recommend Monstrous, especially if you're a woman who has never felt like comics are for you, or you're allowed to explore comics. I think Monstrous is such a good story to kind of wet your feet and get some exposure and kind of, yeah, ease you into that world if that's something that you're interested in, because I grew up reading comics with my dad. Like, he would take me once every week, or like once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month, to the comic book store. And that was kind of like our father-daughter bonding time, because he really liked comics. And he liked, you know, like stuff like The Punisher, and like I remember there was one called Felon, and he likes like Daredevil, and just things that I like, not that I dislike, but obviously, like, I was into different things as a little girl. But yeah, I kind of had that exposure. And then later on, as I became older, a teenager, a young adult, when I would try to enter those spheres or even go to comic book stores, there'd be like a lot of negativity. Usually there'd be a lot of, you know, like men or young guys there, and kind of like, I didn't always feel very welcome in that world, and even in those businesses. So I feel lucky to have a lot of people around me who do like comics, and were very welcoming and able to usher me into like, oh, maybe you would like this and that. So I kind of try to do that too. So if you have any, you know, from a female, woman of color, indigenous background person, if you want some recommendations, like, send me a DM on Instagram, and I'd love to talk to you about like graphic novels or comics. And I think there's a lot out there that there's something for everyone, you know, and I say that about reading too. There's something for everyone. So yeah, if you ever want some recommendations, feel free to reach out. But yeah, I love Monstrous, beautiful artwork. Looking forward to reading it. I hooked my sister onto it, so like that's who I'm going to be bugging about this to discuss, and I will talk about it later once I finish it. As for books, this is now the books segment. Okay, so my next book, well, this is welcome to the book segment. I'm reading 2 books right now. I had a ton of books on hold, and I've just been super busy, and all of them, you know, were returned without me reading them from the library. Excuse me. So yeah, I haven't done that much. Like, my progress with books has not been great, but I did actually, I need to refer to my book list right now. I did finish something. Did I finish something? I don't think I did. I haven't finished any books since our last episode, but I did start 2 new books. And the first one is The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones. And I'm not too far into this. I'm kind of, let's see. I'm only a 6th into this book, so I really don't have much to say yet. But it's a little eerie already, and I'm enjoying it. It's not like, I heard from others who have read it that it gets really weird and crazy with just this like very ominous feeling throughout, and I haven't gotten there yet because I don't feel like that so far. It just feels eerie, but I am enjoying kind of just the story so far. Quite a bit to go. I just want to say that there's kind of some disturbing imagery, like some kind of macabre imagery going on. So if you're like not okay with that, if that's a trigger for you, like kind of a little bit of goriness, some stuff, you know, to do with animals and like goriness and blood, like you might want to skip it, because yeah, that's there. And it is kind of like, so far it seems like psychological horror. So if that's not your thing and that's, you know, upsetting, I would steer clear from it. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. So that's the first one. And then the second one I don't have physically. It's on my Kindle, which is somewhere in this room, I don't know. But it's The Last Graduate by Naomi Novik, and it is the second book of a duology. The first book was called the something school, I don't remember. This is the first book, and this is the second book. So it's a continuation from the story in the first book, and there was a bit of a controversy. I think I talked about it in one of my Instagram book videos. I only made one, and then the second one I didn't finish captioning and never released, so it may or may not be on my video that I posted. But yeah, there was some controversy because of how the author depicted some ethnic physical features, like locks, and kind of implying that those hairstyles were like hard to clean or were dirty, and just things that were really not okay. And there were like a couple other issues with how she represented people of color characters in that book. And then she did kind of a revision, like she acknowledged, you know, her internal racism, her internal bias, and how she, you know, saw that it was harmful and, you know, wanted to do better. And she actually rewrote portions of the book and re-released it. So, I mean, everyone is, it's valid to feel however you want about that. That's, you know, up to you, especially if you're part of those groups that were, you know, really insulted. I think it's really insulting to see that in a book. So I get why a lot of people might not even want to read this book, or might not want to, not even be interested in the story. But I read the first one because I did want to see what all the, you know, what the controversy was about. And then I just kind of want to finish the story now. So I am reading that one. And so far it's like kind of just the same thing as the first book. I'm just kind of waiting for something to happen. And I'm about a quarter, maybe a fifth into the book right now. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I think if you like young adult fiction and books with different magical systems, I think it's called like the Scholomance duology or something. I don't remember the name of the first book. That's so weird. But yeah, that's that. And then I was reading Rule of Wolves by Leigh Bardugo, and that actually, my library loan lapsed. So I wasn't able to finish that, but I will do an update on that one next time. But yeah, I've just been reading what I mentioned. I finished Witch Hat number 8. But yeah, I just have a couple things to work on. I have Monstrous and those 2 books to work on. And then I was trying to read, I think it's called Times Convert, and it's one of the, it's the 4th book. I mentioned it in a previous episode, the 4th book in that, oh my gosh, what is it called? That series, I don't remember, it's this series. There it is. And they're actually making a show about the series, and I found out right after, I think I found out last week or the week before. So I found out after I made that first video, I mentioned it, but this is the show. And so of course I'm going to watch it because I want to see how they adapt it, but I'm going to start, I have Times Convert on hold at the library right now. So as soon as that gets in, I'm going to read that and then check out the show, and maybe I'll give you an update to how I like the show or not. I'm on season 4 of Outlander right now. I continued it finally. And if you like historical fiction, like Outlander really grew on me. I did not like it in the beginning. And I mentioned that in a previous episode. Like I really did not like it. And it grew on me and it grew on me. And every season, like it grew on me more. And now I love Outlander. So, I mean, I'm kind of a sucker because now they're in colonial America in the 4th season. And you know, they're talking about the similarities between the treatment of the Scottish by the British and the treatment of indigenous people in the Americas by the British and the Spanish. And of course I'm like, oh, they acknowledged like our peoples, like it's so good. But you know, it is what it is. And at least they're acknowledging it in some way. But yeah, I'm a sucker. I know. But yeah, Outlander is fun if you like that kind of historical fiction, and it's beautifully shot, beautifully done. The production is gorgeous. Like, so yeah, that's about all I have right now. So I think next time, I'm not at my house where I have my knitting storage, but I think I will do a little mini knitting storage tour for anyone who's interested. And I have a cubby system going on. So I have a lot of my yarn here, up there, the stuff I showed you, and then I have like my actual yarn at my house, which is not here. This is my boyfriend's house. So I'll do that next time. And yeah, if there's anything else you want me to see, you want me to show you or you're interested in, let me know in the comments below. But until then, see you next time. Thanks for listening. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for joining me again. And I hope you enjoyed hearing about my knitting adventures. And yeah, let me know if there's anything that you care to see besides my knitting storage, and I'll show my pattern storage technique next time. And yeah, that's it. So have a great week, everyone, and stay safe out there. Bye-bye.
Little Potato Jones. It's a Potato Jones. Potato Jones. Little Ollie Potato Jones. Ollie's just a Potato Jones.